Jamaica. There's the lineup. British Virgin Islands, St. Lucia, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Barbados and Bermuda.
This is an absolutely titanic battle. There was a fair amount of feeling after that final last year when Trinidad and Tobago won. There was some words exchanged, as you would expect, between athletes. So I know there's going to be a lot of emotion after this race.
A lot was said following that final last year. Of course, Trinidad and Tobago followed up as well with a win over the Jamaicans at the World Relays. Ultimately, the Jamaicans had the final say because they won the World Under-20 title. So that was a majestic performance, with DeAndre Daly producing one of the most stellar anchor leg performances I've ever seen, reminiscent of his anchor leg performance at the Carifta Games in the Bahamas in 2023. No DeAndre Daly on this Jamaica team, but they are still full of quality and speed, including the 100 champion Jamal Stephens, who will be on lead-off. Final of the under-20 boys 4x100.
And while all the attention is on Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica, there's still a lot of quality teams in here that could possibly pull an upset.
For sure. Grenada, they will go in lane number 3. Well, let's start in lane number 8 with Bermuda. Noah Robinson, Kaya Richardson, Ephraim III and Miles Outerbridge. Barbados in 7 with Mackay King, Jaden Green, Kevian Newton and Tian Haynes, the 100 bronze medalist on anchor. The Jamaicans, the favourites, the 100 champion Jamal Stephens will lead them off. Shaquane Gordon, last year's sprint hurdles champion. Antonio Powell, who was in the 200 final, and Antonio Powell, and Tyrese Foreman on anchor. Then Trinidad and Tobago with Trevon Stewart, Kadeem Chinapo, Akeem Chinapo and the 100 silver medalist Dylan Woodruff. Antigua and Barbuda with Kevin Campbell, Conroy Wilson, Judah Ash and Daniel Skeppel, who is in the 200 missed out on the 200 finals. Skeppel. Lane number 3 Grenada, Ian George, Emilio Blanco, Ethan Sam, their 100 bronze medalist on 3rd, with Mark Stanislaus taking them home. St. Lucia will go in lane number 2 with Ryan Simeon, Josiah Dupree, Jaquan Alexander and Laverne Baptiste. They look ready for the battle. And closing out the field, the British Virgin Islands in lane number 1 with Mario Carter, Jaden Jackson, Shamal Donovan and Latrell Williams. BVI in lane number 1. Final race of a long day of track and field at the Hazley Crawford Stadium in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago.
Tell you what, now that we've gotten to this race and the excitement is at its peak, I really don't feel the long day anymore.
I must admit, that is true.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel once again. Remember, if you are new here, don't forget to support me, subscribe, comment, like and share to my returning viewers. Thank you guys for the love and support. So I have a race here from the youngsters from the Caribbean. Remember, this race had pure Caribbean speed, pure rivalry and pure Jamaican dominance at the Carifta Games. We all know how Jamaicans have been performing in the Carifta Games, especially the young ones. So I want you to watch this race until the end and I'll be back with a few comments.
Here's the last race for day number 2 of the Carifta Games 2025. Hush around the stadium. Off they go. Jamaica up quickly with Jamal Stephenson, the 100 champion, as expected. Flying by Mackay King of Barbados. Down the back straight away they go. It's Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. Kadeem Chinapo trying to stay close to Shaquane Gordon. Antonio Powell has the baton for Jamaica. And Akeem Chinapo is trying to stay close for Trinidad and Tobago. Barbados running brilliantly. Ethan Sam bringing Grenada back into a middle position. But it's Jamaica with Tyrese Foreman. Woodruff is coming forward. Woodruff finishing like a train, but Foreman holds on. 39:28 is the flash time. The record survives. Jamaicans have the gold medal. They have waited 1 year and they have delivered emphatically.
3 gold medals in the relays for Jamaica. A great race, and certainly it was a wonderful finish, and Jamaica reigning supreme here in 2025. Trinidad and Tobago have lost the title, but they put in another good performance to finish with the silver medal.
39.75 for Trinidad and Tobago, and Dylan Woodruff had every single Jamaican scared on that anchor leg because he was absolutely flying, and there were moments where it seemed as if he may unbelievably overhaul the lead. Barbados have gotten the bronze medal. Terrific performance, and for the first time today there is a smile on the face of Tion Haynes. What a performance from the Barbadians. They ran brilliantly. Trinidad and Tobago gave it all they had, but the quality on that Jamaican team, just too much in the final analysis.
And it all started with that wonderful first leg by the 100-meter champion. He really set Jamaica on their way, and Trinidad and Tobago was not able to eat into that lead after that. Well, it's all happened here. Now we're seeing the boys for the 100-meter dash. Jen Jackson of the British Virgin Islands and Antonio Powell of Jamaica already out. Ethan Sam of Grenada. And now we're going to see Elan Bizantin of the Guadeloupe making his way out. Lane number 5 from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Jamar Saunders coming in with 10.53 into this final. Jamal Stevenson, who came in as a replacement but has found his way into the finals, one of the fastest times. And the home favorite, Dylan Woodruff, gets the applause of all as he makes his way out. Is the last man out. He is in lane number 8.
Penultimate event on the opening day of the Carifta Games in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. Donald Oliver, let's head to him.
Mike is firmly in the hand of Ricardo at this time. But tell you what, earlier today, because of the fact that Jamaica hadn't won a gold medal in the earlier session, there was that feeling that maybe they were underachieving on the day, but certainly in the latter part of the opening day of these Carifta Games, Jamaica have really come to the fore.
Well, it's the Carifta Games. It's not Jamaica's games. Final of the under 20 boys 100 meters coming up, and what a final this is. This is as open a 100 under 20 final as I've seen in a while. Yes, we've had some high quality finals in the last few years, but I can't even begin to hazard a guess as to who will win this one. On the inside, Jaden Jackson of the British Virgin Islands, 10.65 in qualifying. Antonio Powell of Jamaica, 10.59 in qualifying. Ethan Sam won his semi-final at 10.70. Looked very, very cool, the double sprint medalist at the under 17 level 2 years ago. This man, I thought, looked the best of them all. Lan Bizasine of Guadeloupe, 10.43 in qualifying. Jamar Saunders of St. Vincent and the Grenadines won his semi-final, as did Jamal Stevenson of Jamaica. Stevenson looked very, very easy. Dylan Woodruff qualified as a non-automatic entry into this championship race, but I wouldn't bet against him getting a medal or even winning it. Aiden Kelly of the Bahamas closes out the field in lane number 8.
Just a moment of prayer for Dylan Woodruff as he readies himself to compete here. He's won a couple of titles in the 100 meters over the last couple of seasons and has really given himself a huge name in Trinidad and Tobago. Many see him as one of the greats of the future.
It's all about having the ability to hold your nerve. I think this race has that look about it. Last year I expected it to be competitive with a number of standouts. 3 or 4 of them maybe. And Devontae Howell, the Caymanian, absolutely blew the field away, and I thought should have gotten Johan Blake's record had he not eased up with about 10 meters to go. So was the comfort level. Ran 10.15 to defend his title. This year we'll have a new champion, but it's so difficult to even begin to figure out who that champion will be. And I'm just realizing, by the way, that Jamar Saunders of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is not there. So we are down to 7. So we're getting word that Jamar Saunders of St. Vincent and the Grenadines actually cut his finger, and they are giving him a minute or so to get it sorted out before the race. Yeah. Boy, we've seen it.
I think it was in adjusting the blocks, more likely that's where he would have cut himself, because I do remember seeing him doing a practice run and then all of a sudden he disappeared. So in one of the races earlier, and that was because the record, the Carifta record in the pole vault, was broken. It has been broken twice actually, so 2 have gone over it, and that was the reason for that hold-up.
Relatively new event, the pole vault at the Carifta Games on the girls' side, only in its 3rd year. Tension rising for the final of the under-20 boys. One part of the spectacle. It is part of what makes competition what it is. You can make all the predictions in the world, but at the end of the day, it's all about what happens on the day.
I know you've done a lot of cricket, and cricket is usually called the game of glorious uncertainties. I tell you what, today has taken that title over.
It certainly has. There is Saunders now, apologies, making his way to the start area. Won his semi-final. Produced a silencing act at the end of it. Under 20 boys 100 final, Johan Blake of Jamaica has the games record, 10.11 in 2007. Saunders gets an opportunity to do a block start. This is it. The under 20 boys 100 final. Jackson, Powell, Sam, Bizzacine, Saunders, Stevenson, Woodruff and Kelly. Off they go. Jamal Stevenson of Jamaica got away brilliantly. Ethan Sam is running well. Bizzacine, Woodruff is coming forward. Stevenson has the beat. Redemption for Jamal Stevenson. The little boy from Waterhouse. No need for an apology tonight. He's the Carifta Games champion.
What a run and what a story for Stevenson. Wasn't part of the original plan for the 100 meter. He is the plan now. He's not moving the needle. He is the needle.
So welcome back. Now, what we witnessed at the Carifta Games was something special. That was more than just youth athletics. This was Caribbean pride on full display. The energy in that stadium felt different from the very beginning. You could hear it in the crowd. You could see it on the athletes' faces, and you could feel the tension before the gun even fired. Now, everybody knew the spotlight was on Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. These two countries have built a serious sprint rivalry over the years, especially at the junior level. Last year, Trinidad got the better of Jamaica in the relay, and there was plenty of talking afterwards. So, coming into this final, Jamaica wanted revenge, and Trinidad wanted to prove that their victory was no accident. And honestly, the pressure on these young athletes was massive. Now, the relay lineup alone told you this race was going to be dangerous. Jamaica came in with confidence and talent across every leg. Now, Jamal, the 100-meter champion, was leading things off. Trinidad had speed too, especially with Dylan waiting on the anchor leg. Now, Barbados and Grenada were also looking strong, so nobody could relax. Now, when the race finally started, Jamaica wasted absolutely no time. Jamal exploded out of the blocks. His start was aggressive, clean, and very powerful. Right away, you could see Jamaica meant business. He attacked that fast bend with confidence and immediately gave Jamaica the full control of the whole race. Now, the first leg was extremely important because once Jamaica got that momentum, the entire team started feeling feeding off it. Now, Trinidad and Tobago stayed close. That is what makes the race exciting. Trinidad never backed down. Every baton exchange mattered. Every stride mattered. The crowd in the Trinidad was loud and fully behind their athletes. You could feel the pressure building with every second. Then Jamaica handed over to the middle leg, and the execution was beautiful. Their baton exchange was smooth, controlled, and confident. In relay races, that is everything. You can have speed, but if your exchange are not messy, the race is. If your exchanges are messy, then the race is over for you. Jamaica looked prepared and disciplined. At one point, Barbados and Grenada also started making moves, and that made things even more interesting. Barbados especially ran a fantastic race and deserved a lot of respect for fighting their way into the medals, but that came the anchor leg. But then came the anchor leg. This is where the stadium really exploded. Tyrese Foreman had the baton exchange for Jamaica while Dylan was chasing hard for Trinidad and Tobago. And let me tell you something, Woodruff was flying. For a few seconds, it honestly looked like he might catch Jamaica before the line. The crowd started getting louder and louder because Trinidad could see a possible comeback happening. But champions stay calm under pressure. Tyrese Foreman never panicked. His form stayed strong, his composure stayed solid, and he kept driving all the way to the finish line. Jamaica crossed fast and secured gold medal in 39.28 seconds. That moment meant a lot because Jamaica had waited a whole year for redemption after losing previously. So when you can see this emotion afterwards, the victory was not just about winning a relay. It was about pride. It was about proving Jamaica was still the sprint king of the Caribbean. But the relay was only part of the story. The under 20 boys 100-meter final was another incredible moment. Honestly, this race had drama before it even started. There was tension everywhere. Athletes were trying to stay focused, and suddenly there was a delay because Jamar's injured his finger while preparing for the race. Moments like this, moments like that can completely change the atmosphere. Athletes have to sit there waiting while trying to stay mentally ready. Some runners lose focus during delays like that. Some lose confidence, but the best athletes stay locked in no matter what happens. And this is where Jamal Stevenson shocked everybody. He was not even expected to become the star of the night like this, but when the race started, Stevenson looked calm and confident from the beginning. His start was excellent and he got into the full stride. You could see he was in complete control of the race. Now remember, this was not an easy field. You had Dylan Woodruff with home crowd behind him. You had Ethan Sam looking dangerous. You had talented sprinters from all across the Caribbean, but Stevenson stayed composed and handled the pressure beautifully. So, as the runners approached the finish line, Stevenson pulled away and secured gold in a brilliant fashion. What a story! This young man came in replacement earlier in the competition and ended up becoming the Caribbean's champion. This is the kind of mentality champions are made of. Preparation met opportunity and he delivered when it mattered most. And honestly, that is what makes Jamaica sprinting so scary. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed those races from the youngsters from the Caribbean and Jamaica proving to the Caribbean that they are always the best. So thank you for watching these races. Until my next one, peace out.